Hello friends, come on in. Deb is here with Art and Grace. Come on in, guys. The time snuck up on me. I was sitting here kind of waiting for the time to get here, and then all of a sudden I looked up and there it is. All right, I'm just a minute early while we get this shared over to Crafty Creators Community. I always get tongue-tied on that, but this is an event. We're doing our favorite Christmas songs. We're creating something that reminds you of your favorite Christmas songs. So guys, as you're getting here and saying hey, let me know what your favorite song is. I know you've probably told everybody today, but of course we all want to know. So let me know as well what your favorite Christmas song is. Hey Jill, how are you today? Good to see y'all. Hey Twyla. I know it's so good to be live. I have not been live in a little bit. I have had a real bad back issue again, and so I feel like I'm trying to get back on the horse, you know, and hopefully this is like riding a bike and I haven't forgotten how to paint. You guys come on in. Let me know your favorite Christmas song. What are you hoping to see me paint? Hey Elizabeth, I sure loved your Santa. I have loved everybody. I've seen almost everybody. I have, I think, 2 to go back and watch replays, but it's been a great event. So many good ideas. Hey Tammy, another fun event, and you are the queen. You're doing so good on running these events and making them fun for us, and no pressure. So glad y'all are here. Thank you for sprinkling, Christy. We're definitely going to need some of that. So if you guys have places that you're allowed to do that to, you know what I mean. If you'll go ahead and do that, I would really appreciate it. We don't want to make anybody mad, but if it's a group that allows that, if you would, that'd be fantastic. Hey Brenda, I know I'm missing some of y'all. Hey Teresa, Brenda, Tina, hi Cheryl, hi Kathy, and Donna, and Helen, hi Barb. Man, I hope y'all are doing good and feeling good today. I'm going ahead and putting down my multi-purpose solution. Most of you who watch me know that I love to use this, and it's kind of a must-have if you're going to paint on wood. You really do need to put a good sealer down to seal your wood, and it will keep all of your paint from just soaking into that wood because it is porous. And also just gives you a nice clean slate to start painting on. So don't skip this step when you paint on wood. It really, you can get this stuff on sale, and it's going to make a big difference. So let me just get this on, and I always like to show you if I have time. You know, sometimes I have this pre-done, but I like to show you so you know how much I use, because sometimes you're like, I don't know how much. Oh, thank you, Anna. Good to see you. Hi, Liz. How are you today? We need to get Liz in some more events, too. She is in events, but I love how Tammy is excellent at helping smaller pages come up and, you know, get some new followers. And I am so grateful for that, because obviously, not that I'm a big page at all, but I'm just saying we all have to have that support. And hi Miss Edie, I see Tammy talking to you. I didn't see you, but glad you're here. Hi Cheryl, thank you. I'm glad to be here. I'm so grateful to be included in these events, and I know I'm going to be in one of Cheryl and Sheila's coming up, and I'm super excited about that one. So glad to be a part, you guys. I do go over the sides. These are, you know, anytime you're going to sell or give away your work, it's really important not to skip these little details. So I do, you know, go ahead and do all of this. It's just going to seal and protect the wood and make it good and prepped. Hey Gloria, how are you feeling today? Glad you're here live. I'm so glad y'all are live with me. I know we have lots of replay watchers, and that's good too, because, you know, we can't watch everybody. There's just no way to sit and, well, some of us can, you know, right? But for most people, you've got meals to cook and families to take care of. But we are so grateful when y'all can be here live with us. It's more fun. It just is. Okay, so I think y'all see about how much I use. Now, in a perfect world, I would let this dry, and I usually will go on and do several of these at once, or I'll do something else while I'm letting that dry, and then I'll put another coat going the other way. But this is okay because I'm probably not going to do resin on this one. So we'll see though. We'll see. You've been on a family vacation, Deborah. I'm so glad. Well, I knew we hadn't seen you, but I'm glad that you got away. Y'all, that is so important. Has everybody, y'all tell me if you've had a, you don't have to say where or any details, but just tell me if you've had a vacation. We haven't, and that's okay. We can't every year, but it makes it when you do, if you skip a year or two, then when you get to go, trust me, you appreciate it so much. You're just dying for it. I know, Mary Beth. It's great to have you live. There's Monica. Hi, Monica. Texas Breeze Creations. Hi, Mary Towel. Oh, my goodness, y'all. I just wish I could give y'all a hug. Okay, let me dry this real quick. You guys, I have rearranged this craft room I'm in, and I have more space. And so I still don't have my camera set up exactly how I want it, but we're doing it this way today. Oh, look, Tammy said 5 a.m. Oh, I know. I'm so happy for you guys. That's awesome. Happy. Sometimes I'll ask about grandkids, and you guys will tell me, like, I have 7, I have 9. I'm just like, that's not fair. I have 0. Just kidding. But you know, I'm getting old, y'all. But it's so fun. I get to live vicariously through you guys that are having more grandkids and getting to see babies born, and we love seeing the pictures. Oh, good, Mary Beth. That's a great vacation. That is a great vacation. Oh, Liz, thanks. Yay. See, I'm kind of surprised because you guys that know about stats, mine have been in the red and just pathetic because I couldn't go live with this back problem. So I'm so grateful for you guys to be here today. Oh, Elizabeth. Huh. Okay, ready? Now I'm going to start painting. I want you guys to tell me as I'm doing this, you start shouting it out. Let me know what. I can't say this is my favorite hymn. I'll show y'all what I did last year. I kind of wanted to do this again. This is what I did last year. Not for, obviously, for this event, but it was an event similar, I think. But I love Little Drummer Boy. Obviously, it's not like a biblical story, but, you know, picturing him there to play his little drum. It's just such a sweet story, and I love hymns and, you know, those kind of songs that you sing in church and grow up singing in church. So there's your hint. So you guys tell me what you think I'm painting as you see me kind of starting here. You're probably going to guess like immediately. You got out your paint and tracing paper and transferred and chickened out. What? What do you mean you chickened out? No, ma'am. The things that I paint, guys, I promise you, I wish I could just come through the screen and just hold your shoulders and say, you can do this. You can. So I want you to really think about this as I'm doing it and just watch my brush strokes. They're so easy. This is what I do. I spend my time, I'll take a painting and I'll paint it regular, and then I break it down. And I might work on it for days to get it to where it's like, in my opinion, really pretty easy to paint. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I hope that you guys will try. If you're saying, well, Angela, if you're saying, I can't, I can prove you wrong. Okay, here's the colors that I've got out. Oh, Patty, you might be happy with this today. You might be. I'm going to come into, I'm using a filbert brush. If I, you know, really, there is no, you can use any brush for this background, but I'm just loading up my paint. I wanted to tell you guys, since I do have an hour and I'm not in a huge rush, don't go all the way up to this metal part. This is the ferrule, the metal part, and that is what I've heard a lot of people talking about cleaning brushes today. So your paint will get stuck right in where my little tweezers are pointing, right before that ferrule. a lot of paint will get stuck up in there. So if you can keep your paint from getting to that point to begin with, you're already a step ahead. So you don't need it up there. You just need it down here in the bristles, and you go back and forth to load it. And then I'm going to go into my pink. So I've got the pink and the yellow. And we're going to start with this background. So you guys, as you're kind of watching this and thinking, oh, I bet she's painting such and such, y'all let me know. So pink and yellow, you can't get any easier than this. There is no secret. You see that I'm just getting it on, right? Away in a manger, nope. Somebody already guessed it, but... Oh, yeah, Elizabeth Santa was so cute. And, you know, quit discounting yourself. You're like, oh, I'm not a professional, or I'm not this, I'm not that. Listen, God has given you talent. Just say, thank you, Lord, for the talent you've given me, and I appreciate it. Because we do that way too much. I do it too. I get it, you know, but we got to stop, and we've got to start really, truly building each other up, building up yourself. You really can't build up other people until you believe it about yourself, right? So... is our Dina on? I saw Tony, I think, or somebody, maybe Anna, say hi. Not a church, not a sun. Well, a sunrise is part of this. That's it, Patty. That's it. Patty got it. It's Go Tell It on the Mountain. I know that's not probably one that a lot of y'all think of, but I have always loved singing that. And man, I would sing out loud, you know, like I'm not a really good singer. Well, I'm not a good singer at all. Hi, Dina. Glad you're here, friend. I'm going to take a little bit of this fuchsia. So we did just a real light pink and then our yellow. I'm going to take a little fuchsia and start bringing that in, but on one side only. I'm just using kind of the tip of my brush. So just get a little bit on the tip and kind of go back and forth in a streaky way. We're wanting this sky to be so pretty and streaky. You know, you guys that have beautiful sunsets, where we live right this second, you know, we can't see very well because we're in a neighborhood, but we have lived in some beautiful places, not beautiful places, but beautiful places for sunsets. West Texas and Oklahoma. We lived in a place in Oklahoma that had a giant picture window, and looking out that and seeing a sunrise or a sunset is just, there's hardly anything better. Like, you can totally worship just looking at nature and realizing the God who created it. So if you have, you know, beautiful sunsets, I encourage you to post them, put them on your page as often as you can. I know Sherry with Sherry's, Sherry's, you know who I'm talking about, y'all. Somebody can tag her or put her page name, because now I'm blank now that I'm trying to do two things at once. But she will post a lot of times her sunsets or things. But, you know, posting beautiful things that points to God is just a great thing to do on your pages. And, you know, you need to post anyway, so put that and put a little quote with it, or put what you're doing today, or I don't know, but spread that beauty. And so you see, I made that, I think I made that. So that's it. Creative Designs. Thank you, Tamara. My brain. But we just did pink and yellow back and forth. Kind of got it how we wanted it. I put more yellow on this side, more fuchsia on this side. So you guys, easy, easy. Summers are brutal. Oh boy, yeah. It is so hot. Sure is. Okay, we're ready for some mountains. Thank you. Aw, thanks, Sarah. Well, I love watching you too. I wish I had more time to sit and watch people, because we have so many, and most of them are on here now. Like, we have so many talented people that paint and do all kind of things. Y'all, I can't with the wasting. I've got to put this back. Give me 2 seconds. It won't take 2 seconds. But this will dry out because I have a fan going in here. Well, thank you, Elizabeth. But you see how easy. So yeah, I mean, I don't mind calling myself an artist, but I'm the first one to tell you that it is easy art. It is fun art. It's stress-free. Elizabeth was saying today how relaxed she gets, and Amen, sister. There is nothing that will reduce your stress more than, I guess, creating, but I say painting. But any type of creating is stress reducing. You save it too? I have to, y'all. And when it gets to the very, very bottom, I'll put these upside down in something like this little tray and just leave them there and either use them or eventually I'll put them into the bigger bottle. But yeah, I don't waste my paint. I find a way to use it. We're going to do some of this blue. It's such a pretty blue. It's got a lot of red in it. It's a Blue Harbor, but we're also going to do a gray blue. Now you can take one blue and just mix in some white, like separate your piles, take a little bit over here, take a little bit over here, put some white in one and put just a touch of black in one, and you've got 3 different shades to use. But since I get these for $1.10-15 when they're on sale, like I might as well just buy theirs that are already mixed. And that way, when somebody says, what color did you use? I can tell them a color rather than, well, I mixed. But anyway, this one's French Gray Blue. We're going to use that. And I probably should have left out a little of that fuchsia. Yeah. Oh, Opa, you should, girl. And I have so many freebies on my, just on here on my page. You know, if you're watching me on my page, if you're not, then you might want to hit that follow button, because I'm telling you, just paint along with something that I've done and you will get so much relaxation from trying. You know, even if you say, oh, I can't do it, I'm not good, just try. I mean, just get out a little mixed media book and do some things. And so you see I'm over here just mixing up to get a little bit of a purple shade, because you know when that sun hits the mountains, if you guys have been lucky enough to go and see mountains somewhere, oh, the colors, sometimes it doesn't even look real. Where do I get them? Oh, Helen, at Michael's. And I usually put, if I get them that cheap, I put them in the VIP group, because you can get them on sale and then use your coupon or a discount. If you're over 55, Michael's gives you an additional 10%. So I'm going to start with this kind of purpley color and just start basically creating some mountains. So we're going to kind of come up and back down, up, down, just kind of however you want them to look. I'm just right now kind of drawing on my shapes like that. And now is where we can have some fun and kind of get some color going. But trust me when I say easy peasy. We will do lots of layers because acrylic paint really does better with more layers. So don't put it on super thick. Put it on, you can probably see this is pretty thin. You can kind of see the pinky undertones. But we're just going to do lots of layers. I'm going to pick up some of this pretty blue and come in here and start doing some more with that. So those are behind, right, our blue here. Y'all with me, Michaels and Joanne? Yes. Now I do have 20% coupon if you want to purchase on the Deco Art website. It's pinned to the top of my page. I think I also have it, I do, on my website, which should be pinned at the bottom down here. But, you know, otherwise, just watch for Michael's sales and sign up. I'm going into this kind of gray blue. Go into, on your Michael's website, you can sign up if you're over 55. Also, if you're a teacher or in the military, they give you a discount as well. So don't, you know, and you might, wherever you guys shop, if it's Hobby Lobby or other places, you know, just kind of look and see what they have. I just typically shop at Michael's because it's close and I know their sales, so I am always watching. Okay, so we've kind of got our first layer for this painting going. Hi, Cindy. Glad you're here live. Thanks, Patty. I think it'll look good when we're done. You just have to be patient, because if you are doing this and you're not a painter, you're not used to painting, you might think, oh, this looks terrible, I quit. But don't quit, because haven't I said that a million times in the VIP group, y'all? I'll say, keep going, push through, because it will look better in the end. And I hate this stage because I know there's going to be people who pop on and watch for like 30 seconds and say, oh, that's ugly. And then they leave. Yes, that's it, Elizabeth. Trust the process. There is a process. It does take a little bit of time, but then you get there and you're happy that you took the time. So I'm going to take this green. I'm going to move a little bit over here. And I'm actually going to get out a little black, or you can use black or brown to darken it up, but just a touch. You don't need much. Hi, Levada. I'm so happy y'all are here. We have lots of VIPs in here. Everybody is a very important person, everybody, but I call them VIPs. They're very inspiring people because they are why I do what I do every day. Like, I am here for them, and they inspire me every day. So that's why I named my group that. I totally believe that everybody is important. It's not that anybody's more important, but they are inspiring me, keeping me going, keeping me wanting to learn more and do more and all the things. Okay, I almost did a mountain. Y'all see that? I'm starting to do a peak. Let's take that back. We're going to do a hill. We're going to do some grass down here. So with this darkest green, which is just my green mixed with a little bit of black, we're going to go in here and do some hills. So so easy. So easy. Hi, Brookie. How are you today? Anything new in your world? I think I might bring this up a little more. Let's just do a little more. When I do this kind of raw, like you're watching me kind of design it right here, I might play with it a little bit, but then when I give the VIP group, I give them a tracer for anything that I paint. It'll be nice and neat. Okay. Now, while I have this paint on my palette, remember this is just base coating. You know, we're going to do some things over this. I'm going to do my sides. So let's go ahead and bring all these pretty colors onto the sides. Because that way, if it sits on a shelf, or even if I just give it away or sell it, then somebody will be nicely surprised when they see the colors carried over on the side. That's just optional, but I always do. And I like it. So, anybody else like this song, Go Tell It on the Mountain? I know a couple of people named it. I had a hard time choosing. I really did. But here's what I did. This one kind of stuck out to me, and I don't know why. It just kind of kept coming back to me. And it's not one that I typically would request or anything, you know, like at church when they have, you know, oh, pick your favorite Christmas song. It's probably not the one I would have picked, but I kept singing it in my head getting ready for this event. So I did change it. Let me see. Now I forgot what I was going to do. Hold please and I'll look. Silent Night. I was going to do Silent Night, but what I'm going to do is I will do that craft on my page another day. So we'll do Silent Night. But anyway, because I couldn't get this one out of my head, I did a little research, and it was actually really interesting. I totally recommend you do that. If any of the songs that you're hearing today is bringing back good memories, or you're like, oh, my grandmother loved that song, I recommend looking it up. Just Google the history. It is so interesting. This one was written by a man named John Wesley. Hold on, I wrote his name down. John Wesley Work Jr. And I know some of you have probably heard of John Wesley because he was a famous preacher, famous theologian. But so I'm assuming he was named after him. But he was this was a song written as an old Negro spiritual. So I know that sounds like, in our society, I almost hated to say that, but it's just a fact. It's a truth. And And we need to like really appreciate that music. And I do. I mean, it's amazing. Yes, 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 yes. That's right, Elizabeth. Thank you. And so he grew up the son of a church choir director. And so if any of you have ever been raised in a family, like my husband's a pastor, so if you've been raised with a pastor or, a music pastor or youth pastor, anything that works in the church, then you know you're there when the doors are open, and you just grow up ingrained with songs and hymns and Bible verses and things. Okay, so you saw me put a little more dark down here. We're going to let that sit, and we're going to come and work on our mountains a little. I'm going to go to a smaller brush, and I will just take a small flat brush, like this is a number 8. And anyway, so this guy, was around music his whole life, and he decided to put these songs that they sang that were just passed down orally. Hi, Sheila. So, yes, amen, Vicki, so much, yes, so much truth. And can't you just hear, like, now when I sing this, I hear it a whole new way, knowing the history. And that's what's cool is, even in these horrible, hard times that people were in, and in unfair situations they were praising God. And that is amazing. Instead of being bitter and blaming God, they were able to praise and trust. And talk about a lesson for us, I mean, like Paul said, it can't be based on our circumstances. So I don't know, I just loved reading about this guy and the fact that he took these songs and put them into word form and published them. That's an amazing feat. And it did take a long time because they were passed down orally. And this song didn't even make it in the first cut. But what I picture happening, I didn't read this, I don't know, but I just picture that after that first book was published with all the songs, somebody was probably like, wait, you didn't put this one that we've always sung, and then everybody was like, yeah, here's the words. So literally people would just tell him the words that they sang, and obviously it was generations that sang it, so people could confirm this is how we sang it. And then he compiled them. And so this song made it into that second book. And I believe it was 1907, if I remember right, which is the year my grandmother was born. So anyway, I just thought the history was really cool. It had that neat connection with my grandmother. And so off to the races. Here we are. Thank you, Mary Beth. Appreciate it. I'm probably missing comments, and I'm sorry, but I will go back. I have missed being live with you guys, so trust me, I will be reading all of your comments. So you can ask questions, you can chit chat, whatever you want to do. Okay, so we've got this nice pretty purple kind of background in the back. All I did was really just go over it and darken it and give it a better, so that it's like a better coat. Now let's come up here and kind of give one a point. So break your paintings down into shapes, and as you see, I mean, we're just talking basic curves, right? And then you can kind of come back using your brush. Because I've got a flat brush, I can easily make these little peaks, right? Come back and make a peak. Get it kind of into a point. This is what I like to do. This is my thing of how to break these down and make them really easy and doable. We are doing Go Tell It on the Mountain. Grandma on your dad's side. Oh, what was she? Oh, they went through the Depression. I mean, y'all, if you had grandparents or, that went through the Depression, of course my mom would have been a child, and they are such frugal people, right? And taught me to be super frugal. Trust me, we can get by on very little because stuff sure doesn't make you happy. I know that. Now, it would make it easier, don't get me wrong, but it's not going to bring you any joy. So, That's one thing we can learn from that generation. Okay, so I kind of like the shape of those better. You love that song, Tammy? Good. Now let's come in here and take a little bit of yellow. Look, her grandmother was born in 1898, Patty. That's so awesome. I'm going to take a little bit of yellow and kind of add to this right here and just warm it up. We're just warming it up. And then we're going to pull it down this mountain. Just give it some drags kind of down the mountain. Just with the, I've got my brush vertical now, so it's like the sun is just kind of hitting that mountain. It should be pretty subtle, but I hope y'all can see it. Oh, I need to finish this on the side. I started to paint the sides and then I stopped. Must have got to talking and, okay. Can y'all see that somewhat? Want it pretty subtle, but now I'm going to come over here and get these sides painted right here where I left off. Have y'all had a good day? I know a lot of y'all have been watching all day because I've seen you in the comments. And I hope you've been inspired. And I think that this is the year that we're going to do better. If you're like me, I always say I'm going to do better, but then I never do on getting things done before Christmas. But I really think that I'm seeing more people jumping on this Christmas in July bandwagon. And honestly, the point for me, the reason that I do it and love it is because we got to start early. There's too much to do. So if we try to save it for, you know, the last minute, it never all gets done. It just doesn't. Okay, we're going to add a little more purple and some white. Just mix it with what's on our palette. That is really light. I don't know if I want it that light. I think I'm going to add some more blue. They will, Anna, but we're here for you, girl. Many of us have been right where you are. It's a horrible place to be, and we know it. But we'll hold your hand, and, you know, one thing that, I mean, it's hard. There is no other way. There's no way it won't be hard. It will be hard. But knowing that my mom she would not want me to be sad. She would be, I can hear her in my mind say, Deborah Jane, I am happy. I am with Jesus. You know, she would just get on to me for being sad. And I was sad. Trust me, I cried so much. I'd say you can go back to any live, probably any live, the year that she died, you know, for about a year. And I cried at the drop of a hat. It was the hardest thing I've probably been through. And, you know, so there's nothing that makes it easy, but kind of knowing that they're in heaven and that, you know, they wouldn't want us to be sad kind of helped me to pull it together a little bit. But yeah, it's really rough. It really just is. And that's why we want to support you and be there for you. And, you know, so you guys don't ever forget the people that you know who've lost somebody. Because when the holidays come and we're all having fun with our families, they are sometimes in the bathroom crying. And it's hard. So as you see, I just went over that with a little bit lighter color. So now we've got a little bit more definition. Brenda, thank you for sprinkling. I appreciate it so much. 14 years and 10 for your mom. It does change you. You don't get over it. 100%, Elizabeth. Yep. I'm just, oh, Monica, bless you. Monica just lost her mama. You guys, please put her in your prayers if you're a praying person. We love you, Monica. It is so hard. You're probably sitting here crying right now. I totally get it. I'm glad that you're here and just surrounded by people that care about you. And just know that we're here. I mean, that's all I can say. We're here. And you're not alone. $5 years. Yes, exactly. Exactly. Yeah. If you were blessed with a good parent, then you're really never going to be the same, and you're always going to be sad when to a degree when you think of them. You just didn't get enough time with them. It's the way it feels. And that's why I want everybody to know Jesus. I want to be able to be with everybody for eternity. You know what I mean? Sorry, I didn't tell you what I was doing. I'm just taking a little of the yellow and some white, mixing it together. It lightens it up. It also makes it a little more opaque. So take a lot of it off your brush so that it's not too much. And then we're going to come and brighten up right here where our sun would be the most bright. And I don't you can do a round ball, but that's just not the look I'm going for today. I'm doing like it's peeking through. We're just going to make it a little brighter right here in this spot. So I'm kind of having a soft touch and doing less is more at first. You can always add, but it's harder to take away. So just kind of have a light touch, getting it on there, and then step back and look. 21 years. Oh, yeah, you guys that were daddy's girls are so lucky. I love that. My daughter she would die if she knew I said she's a daddy's girl, but she is. He's a good daddy. Okay, I like that. Just brightened up that sun. Yeah, it's not a fun club to be in, is it, Tony? Oh, Linda, that's such a good song. Okay, I want to add in a little more purple. So and I'll tell you why in just a second. So we're going to take this fuchsia color, mix with some blue. More fuchsia. I just kind of play till I get it the color that I want. Yeah, that's a good one. That's a good one. Remove a lot of it. And then we're going to brush this on this. You probably can't even see this third layer very well, but we're going to put some of this purple down here on this layer. And I definitely have a light touch right now, trying to just, lightly. I don't want a solid purple mountain, but I do want quite a bit of purple on it. Now, I have definitely seen when the sun hits mountains and it looks this way, and it's just extraordinary. And you guys tell me if you have too. I've only been to a few places like New Mexico and Colorado that have mountains, so I can't fathom what it looks like in other places. But what I've seen, it's just breathtaking. And especially if you go in the spring when flowers are blooming, oh my goodness, it's like a little glimpse of heaven to me. Oh, thanks, Angela. 25 years and your mom's 6, Cheryl. Oh, both of your girls are daddy's girls. That's sweet, Judy. We want that, don't we? Hi, sweet Veronica. How are you feeling, my friend? Keeping you in my prayers. Okay. Now, here we go. I'm going to put some flowers on. Oh, I need to finish our greenery. Hold on. I'm not done with that before I do flowers. North Carolina. Yes, Elizabeth. See, that's what I mean about, okay, there's a Bible verse about the rocks will cry out. God will reveal himself through nature. He will, and he does. And so sometimes you think, well, the people who've never heard about Jesus, how do they know? He reveals himself. He can reveal himself however he chooses. I'm dry brushing with this same brush. I've only used 2 brushes. And I'm dry brushing some of this lighter green. Like we took the green and we mixed black for the base. Now I'm just using that green color and I'm just dry brushing. So my brush doesn't have a lot of paint on it and it's not wet. I wiped it on a paper towel. And I'm just going to dry brush this over my greenery here. You can put a lot or a little. I'm trying to start with a little and then kind of build up how I want it. But I want a lot of that dark green kind of showing. But towards the top of this grass, just like toward the top of your mountains would be the lightest point, so you can put quite a bit where the sun would hit it and then let the down here stay darker. Oh, really? I'm glad you were on here to remind me that John Wesley was the one that started the church. My husband, if he can hear me, he's probably like, oh my gosh, tell him this and that. He's like such a, he's so smart, it's ridiculous. He married down for sure. No, he just went to school on me. You know, we got married and then he was called to the ministry and finished his bachelor's, got his master's, went on, got his doctorate. You know, he just kept going. And so he far surpassed me. Okay. Let me just kind of step back and look. Your paint will dry darker than what it looks right now. So, you know, because it's a little wet, it looks a certain way. It will get a little darker. But let's just hold this up where y'all can see. Y'all like that? Aw, thanks, Elizabeth. A daddy's girl twice. Oh, bless you, Melissa. Bonus dad. Aw. Lost your dad. Oh, is that right? That's so hard. Oh, that's so hard, Debbie. Well, hang around, you know, come back and chit chat with us when you can. And I have the sweetest little community. The ladies that watch and follow me, they'll be there for you. I mean, I'm telling you, it's amazing to see. But we have some really sweet ladies that care about each other, and, you know, that's just all through chit-chatting in the comments and things. I'm going to take this green, add a little bit of yellow, and we're going to go back on top of some of this grass with this lighter color now. Again, I'm going to wipe a lot of it off so that I've got a pretty dry brush, and we're just going to continue on with this. It kind of looks like sun rays hitting the grass, right? When you just kind of lightly brush it on, letting some of that dark show. Oh, first time. Well, who said that? Nancy? So glad you're here. Welcome. I'm Deb. I live in South Fort Worth, Texas, and just love to show people how to paint because it is what God used to save me. I mean, really, it was not to save me, salvation, but to help me when I was going through such a hard loss with my mom. If I didn't have art, I mean, he just really spoke to me through it. As I would paint, you know, in the quiet, I didn't even usually have music on. I would pray. I added a little bit of white to that, and we're going to do it one more time. Just another pass, but see how it's getting lighter shades each time. That's what I mean by building. So when I told you we were at that ugly stage, see how you got to hang on, because look, just by lightly brushing on some of these colors, we are building it up, and now it's looking more like a hillside. Oh, thanks. I'm sorry, I know I'm missing some comments, but I will go back. Okay, let me just take a look. And I also need to, oh, I don't have any jewelry on. I don't have my watch on. What the heck? So I've been on 45 minutes. How does time go? See, that's what I mean. When you're painting and creating, time just, it's like, I don't know, it just goes so fast. Hey, Jen, how are you? Okay, let's see. I'm going to add a little bit of white, and I want to dry brush a little more on our hills here, but I'm going to lighten it up quite a bit. Let's see. Just kind of right here at the top. I want it to look like some, you know, sort of sun rays. Also, if you will put a little bit of the white, or not white, but light color like I'm doing here, kind of all down, it separates from that purple mountain behind it. So just play around with it. I'm going to get my brush a little bit wet to kind of reactivate this paint that's on my palette. And then rub some off because I don't want it too much. And just, oops, wrong place, wrong place. Like so. One of the cool things is when you go to the mountains in like March and there's flowers everywhere, but yet up in the mountains there's still ice on the, you know, snow on the tops. It is the coolest thing. Okay, I like that. So see, guys, you got to just keep going, trust the process, and it gets there. Now we're going to do the same thing with our purple. So I've got a little purple left on my palette. Take some white and lighten that up. And then offload. So take a lot of it off. You can even use a paper towel. And I kind of start small and just kind of test the waters and see how light I got it, and then you can kind of brush on more. But we've only used 2 brushes, so nothing difficult or expensive. I do have an Amazon store that I guess I call it a store, but all it is my favorite products. So it's not like I'm selling them, but I do have like lists. So if you want to know what kind of brushes I like, or, you know, maybe you're thinking, what was the pre-sealer she used? You know, anything like that. It's in my Amazon list. And it's, if you just go to my website, artgracepaint.com, it should be pinned at the bottom. There's a page that says my favorite products. There's also a page that says, talks about my VIP group. I would love for y'all to get on the wait list. If you want to learn how to paint, or if you need a community that is supportive and you can show your art and not be embarrassed because they're going to lift you up, we've got the best community. So that's all on that website. Okay, take a second look at it. We can go one little bit lighter. And I'm really just working it into this purple, and that's going to be all the color I need. And just kind of scrub it on this top of the mountain there. So is there anybody in here watching that's like, okay, I think I can do this? Because I always have people, I mean, I'll have it today, I guarantee you, somebody will say, well, I could never paint like that, or I wish I could do that, but I can't. Patty Tumlinson, Lisa Harrington, I've got several ladies who will say, yes, you can, because I used to say the same thing. You've probably tried to do fine art and had a hard time, and I have a hard time with it too. I mean, fine art is hard, but this is happy art that relaxes you and won't stress you out. Okay, we're going to do some quick flowers, y'all. Some more fuchsia. Oh, before I do that, let me do one thing first. I'm going to take this yellow and green. Somebody's going to have to put, well, no, I can press that. Start to say, what time is it? Oh, goodness, 10 minutes. Is that right? 10 minutes? Huh. So I've just mixed some yellow with that green, and I'm going to come in here and dot, dot, dot. I'm not sure I want this brush. This is actually a new brush. It's not going to work for me. I need an old brush. So just keep your old brushes that, you know, don't work good because you've been rough on them. Like, let me show you one that would probably work better. So anytime you have a brush that starts flaring out like that, I don't know if y'all can see that very well, but it's kind of flared out. That will be a good brush to do what I'm doing with our grass. So I'm loading that up with the green yellow, and then we're going to tap, tap, tap. See the difference? It just, because it's flared out, kind of naturally gives you that grassy look. I don't know what else to say. Just flared out look. So we're just tapping on here where we're going to put our flowers. Yes, that's right. They become choppy. They're just perfect for certain things, so don't throw them out. And sometimes they can be repaired, but if not, which, you know, mine are never expensive brushes, so they're not really worth trying to see if I can totally fix. I just keep them in a little certain bucket over there and use them for flowers or for whatever, you know, for things that I need. Like this. This is hard on your brushes, so, you know, you don't want to do this with a new brush, but your old brushes, you can pounce away. I can tell I've really been talking. I hope I'm not driving y'all crazy, because this shouldn't have taken me an hour to do, and it did. So that means I talked way too much. I get distracted, you know, I don't know. I just go slower when I talk. You know, I do want to say before I forget, thank you for sprinkling me out. I did, you know, really always appreciate it, or do, not did. And I do go back and try to thank people, or at least heart it when they do, because it is so helpful, especially since I haven't been live on my page much. But I appreciate y'all being here. Again, if you popped in late, this is the creative, oh goodness, hold please, creative, crafty creatives. Hey, Miss Jim, somebody help me with the name of the event. It's Favorite Christmas Song Event by, hold on, Crafty Creators Community. That's it. Crafty Creators Community. I just remember CCC. So then when I try to think of the name of it, I'm like, wait, what is it? Crafty Creators. So anyway, you can stay inside that group and just hit refresh. So after me is Christina with the Rust Covered Cottage. And you don't have to go try to find her page. You can just hit refresh. So if you're not in that group, that would be the place to be. Okay, so we've got our little lighter colored grass. I'm going to actually take this brush that I've been using the whole time and do some larger amounts kind of up here, like just get it going. Like we're going to put a little higher. But where I just showed you the little smaller ones, that's where I'm planning to do my flowers. But I am going to bring it up a little bit, like so. That's good enough for now. Okay, now I'm taking this little brush. It's just a round brush, but pretty small, with my little fuchsia color, and we're going to pounce our flowers on. So no rhyme or reason, y'all. Just you see how quickly you can do this. Just pounce them on. Anywhere you want. They're just grow. It's like a bunch of wildflowers. You know, when you drive by and you're looking out your car window and you're just like, oh my gosh, that's so pretty. There just looks like a million of them. That's all you're doing is pouncing. They don't have to be, you know, it would be hard to paint every single one, so you're just pouncing them all. Super easy. Is this time right that I have 6 minutes? If somebody will confirm, I'm pretty sure that that should be right. Just double check me. I'm just now deciding as I'm painting this how high I want to bring these. So I'm kind of doing it and then stopping and kind of looking and thinking, yeah, let's bring them up a little higher. Okay, thanks. Thank you, thank you. Tammy, I don't know if you're on here, but Tammy needs to be thanked. So be sure and give her a thank you. She puts so much work into these events and coming up with cute themes, and she's so positive and encouraging to us, and she makes it easy. Like, you know, it's easy to want to do her events, and I appreciate that. So if you're not following Crafty Peep, which I am sure you guys are, but be sure and give her a follow. Now, the only other thing I would do on these flowers is take some white with it, like I just did. I grabbed some white and mixed it. Ooh, that was a lot of white. And we're going to make a pink, a darker pink, but it's going to be the perfect shade to go with this fuchsia because it's the same color just with some white. And then I will pop that kind of here and there. Yes, thank you, Tony, for thanking her. Thank you for thanking her. She remains positive. You know, that's one of those things that sometimes can be hard in a world, you know, that has a lot of negative. She keeps her head held high and keeps being positive, and that's a great leader. You know, that's somebody that something just fell over, that you appreciate being around, right? Oh, it smells so good. The label is off, I think. I was wondering myself, but it's really, I don't know, but I think it's a Bath and Body. It's probably on the bottom, and I don't know if I don't remember taking the label off, so I don't know what's up with this candle. I always inherit the candles that my daughter doesn't want or is done with. She got a new one, you know. I take everybody's hand-me-downs. So I think I just inherited it, but it smells like honeysuckle to me. I don't know what it is. I'll have to find out, but it smells so good. That's what I started with, guys. Light a candle, get a little mixed media book, and some just basic colors. You don't need all the colors. You know, you can just get by on 5. Get your basics. Get all your basics and a white and a black, and you will be able to do anything I do. Okay, do we have a couple of minutes? We need a couple of minutes. How many minutes do we have? Oh yeah, your clock was adorable, Shayna. Like, I was watching that thinking, I gotta go find a clock, because I could totally see doing something like that. And it's so cute and unique. Just making that a little dry so I don't get my... How much time do we have? Do we have a minute? We have 2 minutes. So I just printed out Go Tell It on the Mountain. All I'm going to do is put down a little piece of carbon paper and let's just see, and put that right across the top. And the reason I do this is because my handwriting is not that good. It's okay, but it's not that good. I'm kind of, in fact, you can line it up with the top. I definitely recommend taping it down, but you know I'm not going to, because I like to go for the gusto and just see what happens. But I do recommend taping it down, and then I'm just going over it with my pencil, and then I'll go over it with paint. Or you can use a paint marker. Like a micron pen would be a thin marker, but Posca pen is what I use if I want to do something like that. But if you have a good detail brush, you can totally just use your paint and brush. But I hope that this was relaxing for you guys. So grateful that you were here with me. That's all you have to do. And then let me see if I do have a Posca pen. Would be a lot faster. This is one, I don't know. This one's, let's just try it. Let's see if it's going to work. Yeah, I think it'll work. I prefer paint personally, so I don't like to use these, but they are quick. I think I can do better with paint than this marker, which is weird. Seems like a marker should be easier. But anyway, you'll just go over it just like I'm doing. And you could do this with any song. So maybe this will give you guys an idea. You could even, you know, if you see something, let's say for example, Elizabeth's Santa, you could paint her Santa on wood or a canvas and then write Santa Claus is coming to town, right? So take these ideas that we're showing you and you can totally make them your own. But I appreciate you guys being here. Let's go support the next creator. And it's up in the description of my video. You can just go up there, click on it, and go. It'll take you to the CCC group where you can just, thanks Connie, where you can just refresh and then see the next creator, which I believe is the Rust Covered Cottage, if I'm not mistaken. All right, guys, have a great night. Thank you for being here. I will be live again tomorrow at noon, so come hang out with me. Bye, guys.